spiritual stuff.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to episode 4 of Spiritual Stuff with your co-hosts,
Chantsy and
Andrea. Hi,
wee, wee,
guys.
wee. Hello, hello.
Welcome to another week. I hope everybody's feeling amazing.
And alive and
Aligned. Alive and
aligned.
aligned.
Aligned and alive. What did you say?
Yeah.
Aligned and aligned.
No, I said alive and aligned.
Aligned.
Did
Yeah,
you say
that's so
alive?
true. I said alive, yeah, at first,
Yeah.
yeah.
So when I was like, let's say alive and aligned.
I love it. We are
Let's
alive
move
and
into this
aligned.
week with that feeling of being aligned.
And should we let's kick it off with that. I mean, do you want to talk about how we were feeling after that Gemini new moon? Actually, should
Yes.
we kick it off with that? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it was interesting. We both just had this little conversation off air about how we both felt. And after or during, shall I say, the Gemini new moon, which made me feel completely flat. Like on Sunday, I literally just didn't want to move. I just wanted to be still. But the day before, I also had a retreat. So maybe there was a lot of energy and a lot of integrating that I was receiving from that. And I had to listen to my body. I just had
Yeah.
this feeling of like, I need to do nothing.
Yeah.
And listening, I'm so, so grateful that I chose to do me and I
Yeah.
chose to be still, because when I woke up on Monday, I was like a whole new person. But literally on Sunday, I felt like I couldn't move.
Yeah.
I just didn't have any energy. I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I thought this new moon was gonna like throw me into this whole beautiful, bright, positive energy. But I think it has.
Yeah.
And I think one of the messages that I was receiving is that I need to be still. And I need to learn that it's okay to take time and to be and to choose me.
Yeah. 100%.
And it's not a bad thing. And I think so many of us, and I think especially women, I feel like we're all told that we need to be doing things, that we need to be busy. And I know that a lot of women that I speak to have a really difficult time of actually doing nothing.
This was a conversation that I had with a friend on Saturday, because we went for a bushwalk and I took her down to the bush and we kind of sat there in silence, really. She was doing her own thing, I was doing mine. And, she had already was talking about a birthday party that night and this and that. And I just said to her, why do we always feel like we have to do? I always feel it now in my body, just I get that reaction of no, I actually don't want to do it. And sometimes I second guess myself and say, should I be showing the universe this? But I'm actually allowing that time for myself,
Yeah.
because it's important. It's not being selfish. We just need to be. We just need to be in the moment. Stop busying
Exactly.
ourselves for nothing.
Yeah. And I feel like that's the message that I received. Like that moment of stillness has truly aligned me for this week.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I've given myself that space and time. I don't need to do it all the time. Do you
That's
know what I
it.
mean?
Yeah.
But when I choose to do it, I need to honor it.
Yeah.
And honoring it will allow me to then fill up my cup in other ways.
Absolutely. I think for me now.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ray, you go.
No, I was just going to say, for all the women out there, like, it's okay for us to be still. It's okay for us to put our feet up and to do nothing and to listen.
Yeah.
To
It's
our needs.
needed.
And,
It's needed.
it's so needed.
Yeah. As I think some people just feel really uncomfortable in the sitting because their thoughts, come into play and they're busy. But, yeah, it's so important just to sit and be. And I find that now if I'm going to give my energy away, and I know that this sounds selfish, but I know how important my energy is. I will only reciprocate and give unless it's reciprocated back. So there needs to be some form of support and balance in my relationships where there's give and take. Otherwise I won't.
But that's also called healthy boundaries.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
And we often compensate or compromise the things that we want for someone else.
Yeah.
And this is what we're changing. This is us moving into this 5D energy where we're in this energy of co-creating with the universe, and we need to be able to sit in that high vibration and be around people that are truly supporting us.
Yeah.
Because then we will support them. And it's about being in that kind of epicenter of love and of gratitude. And we're coming into solstice when we're filming at the moment, and solstice will be in a few days. But solstice is that really kind of important time to reflect and to go within, but also to be so grateful for everything that you have already received.
Yeah, absolutely.
And shining light on that gratitude for everything that has occurred will just allow you to line up for more, or to bring in more of that good energy.
Because I think that sometimes we forget, just in terms of giving gratitude, it enables us to see that we are actually moving forward on our path in the right way, and sometimes it's easy to focus on what hasn't gone right, but understand that those things that haven't gone right were for our highest good. And our spirit guides are always working, or our inner knowing is always working with us ever so deeply in order to pivot us onto the right path, because they know, your inner knowing and your spirit guides know where it is you need to go,
Yeah.
So it's trusting and surrendering in that process, but being grateful along the way.
Yeah, we need to keep filling up our cup energetically.
Yeah.
And that's going to lead us to where we need to be. And there's a really big thing at the moment about us taking responsibility for where we're at, and then being responsible for our choices as we move forward.
Yeah.
Something that we did on the weekend in our retreat was we got everybody to go and sit in the park and sit in their own space, not to be with anyone else. They weren't allowed to take a phone. They weren't, their notebooks and journals, nothing. They just had to go and sit and be with themselves. And we ended up doing it as well. And it was just such a beautiful process of just being still without any distraction. The only thing that you could connect to was what was going on within the space. There was sun, there was the sky, there were the trees, the birds were coming to us. It was like all this magic was happening. And I could feel my whole vibration just really slowing down. But as it was slowing down, I could feel myself really expanding. And in that moment, I felt like I was connected to everything. Wow. Everything that I was seeing and feeling had a message.
Yeah. Wow.
And I feel like when we give ourselves that space and time, we're connected into that kind of higher consciousness. And when we're in that energy, we are just in this really special place. And I feel we need to give ourselves more time to be able to go and sit without distraction. Yeah. How many times do we go outside and we sit on our phone and we're actually missing everything? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We're missing those moments. We're missing the birds, or if a dog comes to say hello to you, or whatever happens, you'll see that animals come to you because your heart's so open. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I do that when I'm in the bush. Usually I turn my phone off on airplane mode, and I put it in the back of my bag. But just connecting in with the bush. I mean, I stop and give trees hugs. I did it this morning. I love it. It's just the best. It's the best. It's so nice. But we have to. Well, not we have to, but there's more and more people, conscious teachers. I like to call them, that are coming out and, confirming that we are part of the cosmos, where we're at one with the cosmos. And so the more that we get rid of those distractions that, that we brought into play, the more we are going to benefit and come back to ourselves. I did watch a really good movie, and I told you about this earlier, called The Earthing movie, on Saturday night. Yeah. And it is all about, the simplistic act of taking time each day to take your shoes off, take your socks off,
and simply grounding your feet in nature.
Yeah.
And there are even things called earthing mats that you can use at your desk, because obviously if we're in a house, we're not going to earth.
Yeah.
There's also earthing mats for your bed, and the
Wow.
results are phenomenal, Reaya. They're, people are saying that people with earthing mats on their beds have had
Yeah.
the best sleep. They just really go under. This woman was like 90, I think she was 94, and she looked amazing. And the doctors had told her that, I don't know, she had some form of illness. And a scientist came on and said that any form of illness within our body it always comes down to bodily inflammation, like
Yeah.
any illness. And so, what do we normally do? We take tablets because that's what we've been told. No, the best thing to do is, and of course, I'm not a scientist, so, heed your own medical advice. But the best thing is to just put your feet in the ground for, as much as you can each day, and ground, or get one of those earthing mats. And the responses have been astounding.
Yeah. And it's funny because whenever I work, I always take my shoes off. It's the first thing that I do. People come and I have shoes on and then I kick them off. I want to be barefoot, even in winter. And it's so crazy because people come and they're like, oh, do I need to take my shoes off? And I'm like, no, I just like to be barefoot when I'm working.
So I wonder if, because there's an earthing device that you can actually buy where you stick the ends, the prongs in the ground, or you can, it actually has an electrical thing. Maybe you should do it in your house and actually see if your flooring is close to the ground, because that makes sense if you're taking your shoes and socks off.
I know that the floor to the ground is about that high in that room.
Is it concrete?
No, it's dirt.
Oh, I'd be interested to do that, actually.
I have dirt on the bottom of my house. I live in an old house. There's no such thing as concrete here.
Wow. That'd be interesting, actually, to get a grounding device, honestly, and put it in that room just to see.
But also energy, right? Intention. You can use an intention to ground yourself.
Yeah.
You can say, I am grounding. I'm like, for me, taking off my shoes is a sign of like, I want to be connected.
Yeah.
And it's a way that I feel connected. So it's something that I just automatically do.
And a lot of the times it is our own intuition that tells us to do that. Like I've spoken to a lot of people, even after Saturday. I spoke to someone yesterday and they were like, yeah, I just intuitively do that. But
this is the thing, right? Our intuition is constantly talking to us and giving us like little heads up. It's kind of like, I was waiting to get something the other day and I was like, oh, I just feel like I need to get this. And I picked it up and I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I need right now.
Yeah. What was it?
It's like they're just giving subtle hints. And, if I didn't wait in that line, I wouldn't have seen it.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
So it's amazing that for some reason, I had to wait and my attention was drawn to something, which actually is exactly what I needed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was just like, oh my gosh, thank you, universe.
Yeah.
So there's a reason that sometimes we have to be patient. There's a reason why sometimes things go so quickly. We have all these opposing forces. Things happen really quickly. Sometimes things take their time, but everything has like a plan underneath it.
Yeah, exactly.
And we sometimes have to understand what we want or how we're going to co-create with that plan. But then we've got to let go of the how, the when, the why, the where, and just start to be.
I think a lot of that inner knowing, the intention setting, let's call it.
Yeah.
That is our higher selves obviously talking to us. So we all have come here with some sort of plan. So
it's all mapped out for us.
It's all mapped
out. We've already
out.
done it before we come back. We already know it's that minute we come in, it's like that part of us gets erased in order for us to have this experience. And I think that's where we have deja vu. Like we remember, we get those snippets. It's like those little pockets that we remember what we've created. And that's why if we get out of the way, sometimes they often say we need to get out of the way because there's already a divine plan in place. And they say the more you surrender and you open your heart and you trust the process, then things start to align. But you've also got to be your higher self, and you've got to keep on chipping away at becoming what you want, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you've got to be committed to the plan. Like, you've got to be committed, but in a way where it's not of a 3D state. So you are surrendering, like you say, because it is very important. What is for you will not pass you. And I think we've said this before.
Yeah.
Because it is your divine plan. You made a contract with the universe, with yourself, you know, like you say, before you came to this world. So it will all come together. But I think that those moments of, like deja vu, they are just all us remembering. And it's easy for us to, I mean, I've done it all the time on this journey where I always, you know, I get a sign or something and then I have to put logic behind it. And now I've just gone, stop.
No. We don't need to put, we just need to say thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't need to name it and claim it. We just need to say thank you, because they're the little nudges that we get that we often miss, or we overread.
Exactly. Because the path that I had actually set out in my head has pivoted so massively, but the entire way the universe has protected me, you know, so forget about the outcome. Forget about the outcome.
just enjoy the journey.
That's
As
it.
they say, enjoy the journey. It's not about the destination.
It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
I thought that for this session we might pull some cards for our beautiful listeners, just to
go
give
for
them a little bit of a something. Do you have cards? Do you want to pull a card?
I do. I've got the Moonology, and I might actually.
I'm going to pull a tarot for the collective, so whoever is hearing us,
or maybe I might pull a Rumi. Hold on, give me a minute.
Okay, go for a
Rumi.
Rumi.
I like a Rumi. Hold on.
I'll just do a shuffle. Let me get a few messages for the collective. What is it that we need to know? Oh, wow.
Busted. I'm wearing tracksuit pants, everyone.
I didn't see that.
I
missed it.
Watch as
well. I was too busy pulling cards. Okay, this is our first card, which is the Three of Pentacles, which is all about us connecting into our ability and our talents, and being able to kind of shine a light on the things that we're really good at. The Three of Pentacles says there's work to be done, but you can start to tap into this success, or tap into something that is uniquely yours. So I feel like it's got to come from your heart, but something new wants to be built from you. And then we got the High Priestess, which is all about our intuition, listening. It's about our dream space. It's about like our divine feminine, and tapping into who we are at the core of our being, and allowing ourselves just to kind of, I don't know, be free, but also to listen. There's a really big message on listening at the moment, about being still, about listening, because there's plans around our future that want to kind of pop up and show us a new way. And I feel like we need to be still in order to get those kind of sound bites of information, or those downloads from our higher self or our spirit guides.
To grab them. That's
the
mine.
Super highway. I'm just grabbing all my downloads. I'll be back in a minute. Putting them all in my heart. Swallowing them.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, should we read mine? So I picked out the Sacred Phoenix Heart. I love this deck. It's a Rumi Oracle
deck. Yeah, I have it
I
as
love
well.
This. Yeah. But I also there were two other cards that wanted to come out. So From Nothing to Everything, which I love. I love that one.
Wow.
and passion for purpose, which is all about finding your soul purpose. But I'm just going to read just a bit of Sacred Phoenix Heart because they are quite long, aren't they, Reaya?
They're very. I just want to pull my deck out. Let's see if I get a card that's similar.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, while you're reading.
Oh, this oracle brings a particular message regarding divine timing that owes so significant factor in our dreams coming to life. Your time is fast approaching. It may even be now. It may seem least likely to you. There may be great darkness or confusion, and yet the unveiling of the new dawn is closest to the deepest darkness of night. Do not turn back or away from your progress. Your very next step shall be upon hallowed ground, rendered golden by the rays of the rising sun. Amazing.
Wow.
The impossible made possible. I love those ones. They're so good.
Look, this is the galactic center.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're starting to resonate to this vibration in this frequency. And it's number 9. So it's about completion. We're stepping out of that old cycle and stepping into this kind of new cycle where we're co-creating. Oh.
See the Rumi deck.
Yeah.
By Alana Fairchild. Beautiful.
They're beautiful. It's an invitation into the heart of the divine.
That card?
No, that's the deck. It says it. An invitation into the heart of the divine.
Oh, so it does. Oh, yeah. There it is. It's on the front. Oh, God, yes. There we go.
Beautiful.
Yeah, lovely.
I would still love to hear from you people. I'd still love to know about your spiritual awakening or what brought you into your spiritual path, or if something magical has happened to you recently and you want to share it. Please write, drop us an email. We'd love to hear. We'd love to get some people on. I was going to call it our show. I'd love to get some people on our show to have a little chat. It would be really, really fun.
I was even thinking this morning, because I've been doing a lot of cold therapy recently, and even if my cards just hit the ground, like legitimately, even if there's something that you want to put forward in terms of, you know, like the earthing movie or cold therapy, or, you know, some sort of natural therapy that you'd like to share with the listeners, please do and let us know, because we love to hear those stories.
Yeah. Absolutely. Get in touch, people.
Get in touch. Our details are on the podcast description.
All right. Well, that's it from us. And stay tuned, because there's going to be more episodes coming your way.
Ooh. Thank you, guys.
Ciao. Bye.